Hey everybody, this is Ted Check, recovering reporter. So you might recognize this guy right here, Paul Walter Hauser. He's an accomplished Hollywood actor. Right here, he's portraying Richard Jewell in a Clint Eastwood movie. I don't know if you remember, but there was the Olympics, which are being held right now in Paris. Years ago, I think it was back in the 90s, was held in Atlanta, Georgia, and there was somebody who planted a bomb. And Richard Jewell was a security officer. He saw the bomb, he alerted authorities, and he was able to get people away. But then later on, he was accused of actually planting the bomb. So anyway, that was an amazing performance by Paul Walter Hauser. Excuse me. So you should check that out. You might recognize him also as his portrayal of a serial killer in a series called Blackbird, which also starred Taron Egerton, or Egerton. So you've probably seen Paul Walter Hauser, right? Very well-known guy in Hollywood. But did you know that he is now a professional wrestler? Here he is. This is an organization called MLW, Major League Wrestling. Tom Lawler is the professional wrestler here who he's fighting, and right now they're in an MMA cage. Tom Lawler has been a professional wrestler for years. Prior to that, he was in the UFC. He's an accomplished amateur wrestler, collegiate wrestler, and then he went on to fight in mixed martial arts. So and now he's a professional wrestler. So check this out. He's got nunchucks or nunchaku right here. And this is professional wrestling, but he's going to swing them at Paul Walter Hauser's head, but ends up hitting himself, which then sets up the DDT, the reverse DDT, I guess you could call it, by Paul Walter Hauser, 5'9", 250 pounds, and he wins the match. That's Paul Walter Hauser. Yeah. The guy is, like I said, an accomplished Hollywood actor. I mean, take a look. This is his Wikipedia. This is. I mean, he's got some big things. The Naked Gun. They're redoing The Naked Gun in 2025. He's going to be in Fantastic Four: First Steps. A couple other movies called Balls Up and Press Your Luck. I'm guessing that's on the. There was an old game show. But I mean, look at the accolades for the guy. These are all the awards he's won. What can I can't. But anyway, he won most of these. You can't see it over here. It's off the screen. But these are the things he's been nominated for, and I mean, and won a lot of these. So that's Paul Walter Hauser. He's actually not the first actor to jump into the professional wrestling ring. Probably a lot of you recall David Arquette. David Arquette, the actor. And here's kind of a mishap. Here's a botch he did. Here he is right there with the guitar. Boom. He falls. He fell into the stage. That was just unbelievable. Okay, let's see if we can get it before it. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, well, there he is. Anyway, he fell into you saw it. He fell into the stage. But and here is where he starred in a movie. So he's always been a big wrestling fan. So he was in Ready to Rumble, which was a WCW. I think all the wrestlers in this movie were WCW wrestlers. So this was in 2000, and then his run in the WCW was just after this movie. So it's kind of capitalizing on this movie. But he also came back years later to fight a death match against this guy, Hardcore Nick Gage. And the results of this were kind of frightening. So Gage has a light tube. It's a fluorescent light tube. So he hit him with the light tube. And then somehow in that tussle, the light tube got stuck in David Arquette's neck, and he begins bleeding from the neck, which we know is never a good thing. That's never a good thing, because of the arteries in the neck. and there's just no protection there on your neck. You know, so then Arquette goes berserk, and then which prompted Nick Gage to end the fight quickly because the match quickly with a judo throw, because I think he did realize the danger there. And that's probably the last time David Arquette will be in the ring. Arquette wasn't even the first. If you recall, comedian Andy Kaufman in the early 80s got into it with Jerry Lawler. Here's Jerry the King Lawler on David Letterman's show. Now, the background is that Andy Kaufman thought it would be a hilarious thing to challenge women. I think he said he was like the women's world champion, and he was challenging other women. He would pull them out of the audience, I guess, and wrestle them and win. And then he went to Memphis and wrestled Jerry Lawler, or engaged in a feud with Jerry Lawler, and the two were actually friends. The two were actually friends in real life, but this segment right here on Letterman had a lot of people fooled. Probably just about everybody. I'll just be over here. See, this confrontation right here. People thought that was real. And then, later on, Jim Carrey, here's Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman. He portrayed Andy Kaufman in the movie Man on the Moon, and Jerry Lawler played himself in that movie. So now it's just part of it's basically legendary. But yeah, that's the first that I remember. The first time an actor got involved seriously, and in professional wrestling, and all these guys, from Andy Kaufman to David Arquette to Paul Walter Hauser, they're all like diehard wrestling fans. That's the thing that's really cool. They throw themselves into it headlong, body and soul. They're not making fun of it in any way. They have incredible respect for the craft of professional wrestling, and they show the utmost respect to the wrestlers and to the business, and really put their time in. And so Paul Walter Hauser has clearly done the same thing. It was last year Paul Walter Hauser was in AEW. I'm not sure. I didn't really research it that much, but I don't know if he just made appearances or if he actually had matches. But now he's clearly he's wrestling in MLW. But he's got other, and he's just it looks like he's kind of splicing it in between his Hollywood projects. And I don't think it's going to tarnish his reputation at all. I mean, the guy is an established Hollywood actor. He's very, very good at what he does as an actor. Very good. And I think that's just going to continue. And this is just a foray. This is something that's like a passion project of his. It's a passion project, and so you got to respect that. I think it's pretty cool what he's doing there. And broadening himself. Anything, if you do it too much, you might get burned out from it. And so Paul Walter Hauser's like, I got this other thing I want to see if I can explore. And there's a lot of parallels. I mean, there's a lot of acting that goes into professional wrestling, and so it just kind of makes sense that someone like him could do it and do a good job of it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I hope he does some more. I hope he does more matches. And you see down at the bottom here, MLW Never Say Never 2024. So go look that up on YouTube. The full match is there. And yeah, so congrats to Paul Walter Hauser for a victory, a victory over Tom Lawler. And Tom Lawler did a fantastic job with that match as well. His acting, and he was the bad guy. He was the heel, as they say, and Paul Walter Hauser was the baby face. So I think Tom Lawler did a fantastic job. Did his role, to a T. And yeah, so best of luck to both these guys in their continued careers. And it's crazy. I just had to do. I know it's not. I don't always do videos like this, but I just had to do one because I think it's cool. Let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you later.